Boom, boom, pop, boom, pop. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Why Not Play. I'm Lewis.
I'm Mike.
And I'm never biting my tongue.
So, if you're wondering where that context is from, folks, I just can't help but feel amazed every time when Lewis just speeds through the fucking end of each episode. Because it honestly feels like one day he's just gonna fucking bite his tongue. Not hard to the point where it'd be life-threatening, because, you know, you bite a piece off and you start bleeding. And, you know, once your tongue is cut like that, you're gonna bleed.
Hard.
I mean, is there even a way to save yourself from that? Like, wouldn't you have to grab something and just shove it in your mouth?
That and, you wanna know what else you could do?
What?
Though it's not exactly safe.
Are you talking about cauterizing it?
Yeah.
Frick! Okay, you got it this time.
Yep.
But,
Slightly to the left. Slightly to the left. Son of a whore. You know, this isn't gonna be a good one. I can already tell. Not gonna be a good one. Can't salvage it.
Oh,
Hope you guys are enjoying this.
I feel like I should give you one more try on the camera, and then we just wait it out until
Mike,
we
we're gonna
find
waste 7 episodes on that, so let's not. Let's not say we did. Okay, buddy? Okay.
Oh my god. But, so, I left all of you at home on a little cliffhanger.
Yes.
Because Lewis's story of weightlifting and how he trudged through class reminds me of how I trudged through my driver's ed courses. Now, mind you, I was nowhere near as bad as Lewis, but there was one thing in driver's ed that bothered me. Like, it bothered me on a
personal level.
on a personal level. So for some reason, I chose never to do this. So, fucking one day. Well, or it's just like in driver's ed, they have one of the assignments that you had to do.
What?
No, you're dead. You ran out of HP, son.
Wow. I actually didn't think I died that much. No. No. Fuck no. Fuck you, game. Restart, baby.
So the one assignment that I never liked doing in fucking driver's ed, because it made no sense to me, was the current event assignment.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh my god.
Yes, because it's like, you know, every class decided, hey, let's have a current event assignment that you have to do, and it's like in the other classes it made sense.
Like social
it's like
studies.
If you do
and crap
social
like that.
studies or English, it makes sense to do current event fucking assignments each week, because that was their thing. That's fine. And then for driver's ed, it's like, oh, what were the things you were gonna look for? Oh, you're gonna essentially they're just gonna look for accidents, and it's like that bothered me. And it's like the current events were an extremely low part of your grade, and the rest was the actual regular class assignments and your ability to drive. So my thought process was, hey, let me not do the current events, and I'm pretty sure that I will pass the class with like an A, with like either a B or an A, by the rest of my own merit. And sure enough, I did. My driving, perfectly fine. The fucking written parts of the course, fucking hell, easy A pluses. And guess what?
Current event.
Didn't
matter.
No. Apparently, at least to my instructor, it mattered. So, even though I had straight A through all the assignments, all the tests, my specific instructor, because there were 2 driving instructors there, and I'm guessing I had the one who was the bigger hard ass on this shit. He noted about how I never turned in a current event assignment So when it came time for everyone to get their permits, you know, to allow them to start driving at that good old age of 15, 16, my driver's ed teacher specifically in my face told me, I am not going to give you a permit because you never did a current event assignment.
Now that is spite.
Yeah, that was the most, that was like the one instance of my fucking school days where I dealt with a teacher who gave me a bad hand out of complete spite. Because I have never, ever dealt with a fucking teacher
Like that.
in whatever way. It's like if I chose not to do like specific assignments, as long, like especially if they were little assignments, I always made sure that I made up for it with other work.
No, of course, like you did the homework, you did the projects.
Yeah, I did the homework, I did the projects, I did the tests, and I did them perfectly fine. Hell, I'm pretty sure that for, especially in the driver's ed, the fucking drug and alcohol test, where, you know, if you only get like 2 or 3 wrong, you fail it.
Oh shit, Mike! Oh shit, Mike! Oh shit!
Yeah, you got it! You fucking got it! There you go!
There we go. See, I told you we didn't need to do it. Right here. Right here, Mike.
There you
Fucking
go.
told you. So
there
continue.
you go.
So continue.
But yeah, on the drug and alcohol test, I'm pretty sure that on that specific take of it, I had a perfect score. Where you were only allowed like 2 or 3 mistakes, and it's like, any more than that, well, looks like you're gonna have to take the test again at a certain different point. Maybe in a fucking DMV or some shit.
Yeah.
But nah, I was fine. I was fine. Just didn't get it because fucking spite. And I understand that some people could have just been like, Mike, you know, this all could have been avoided had you at least turned in 1 current event assignment. And my rebuttal to that is that time machines don't exist. We can only time travel forward to the future. We can't go back. And even if we did, I'm pretty sure there would be gigantic repercussions of that. Actually, I honestly like to think that the fucking, the events of that one Twilight Zone episode would be what would happen if you went back in the past to try to change something big.
Oh, I remember that one, yeah.
Yeah, it was that episode where there was a bunch of intellectuals in a fucking clubhouse, and they were talking. And they were all smoking their big pipes, and then they were wondering, it's like, would you be able to change the past, or is time just like one river, one stream that goes forward without any alterations? And then their big example was, do you think if you went back in time, you could stop Abraham Lincoln's assassination? And then our main character found himself in the past, found the guy who was going to assassinate Lincoln. What happened? Got fucking drugged! And the last thing that he saw before he found himself back in the present was one guy, just one random guy, and he's just like, save the president. He's gonna get assassinated, and then dead. Or not dead, just knocked out.
Just bleh.
And then he woke up, he's back in the present, sees that, you know, Lincoln still died, and it's like, well, looks like you can't change time. But there was something that happened in that episode. One little subtle thing that became very apparent at the end of the episode. So at the beginning of the episode, there was a janitor there who used to talk a little bit with the intellectuals there, the philosophers, and all that good shit. And I cannot read that because my glasses are still in the shop, folks.
Oh yeah, that's right. Your glasses are fucking gone, huh?
Yeah, the frame was broken, so we had to order a new frame. The lenses are fine. the frames though are completely fucked, so I have to wait for my optometrist to get the new frames to put the lenses in, and then it's like bam, good as new.
But yes, go ahead.
But so at the beginning, there was a janitor there who would talk with the intellectuals, like not a lot, but he would talk to them. They know him. They treat him nice. So he went back to the present, and then he notices that there's a new guy there, a guy that he doesn't recognize. And then when he sees the janitor come in, it's a different janitor. And then when he takes a good hard look on the new guy who's there, it turns out it was the old janitor from his original timeline. Turns out that the guy that this fucker talked to right before he got sent back to the present was this guy's great grandfather, some type of shit like that. And even though he wasn't able to stop the assassination, he was the one who apprehended Lincoln's killer. So because of that, he was brought in to the police force, and ever since then, the Sons were all known to be respectable members of the police force, with fucking like with all of them being chiefs and shit. So the way that the Twilight Zone answered that question was, in the end, you can't change the course of dramatic events of history, but little ripples can cause tiny differences. Just little tiny ones.
Just tiny. Not enough to affect the world, but just enough.
Just enough to affect little things. Then again, I mean, they could pull off some fucking grandfather paradox bullshit and just be stuck in a forever loop.
Alright.
I mean, that's how I see it, and yet games and media show it completely different, where it's like, oh, you can change it, but it's like, it makes no sense.
Because if you did change it, then that means it was already changed before, because you already went back one
exactly
to change it, so then the past wouldn't be this way it was, because then it would have already been changed, and there'd be no reason to change the past, and there'd be no reason to... Like that. It's a perpetual fucking loop, and you're just like, okay, stop. You're making my head hurt, Lewis. I'm sorry, guys. It's just science. See, I told you guys a couple episodes back, if Mike was here, the science talk would start.
The science talk would start. Did you actually do that?
I straight up said, if Mike was here, the science talk would be beginning.
What talks were you guys having while I was fucking away?
I guess you'll just have to watch the episodes, won't you, Mike? Such is the curse.
That's how you guys try to get me. It's like, oh, maybe we did something interesting in these episodes. I guess you'll just have to go and find out yourself, huh?
Speaking of woof, we are in this episode with me failing.
Hard.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't even make it in the top 3.
Right? So bad. So, with that being said, guys, leave a like, dislike, comment down below. Let us know what you thought about the episode. Don't forget to subscribe. We also put out 2 videos every single day. And hey, we all got our social media links down in the description below. So with that being said, take care, guys.